chord tones, pentatonic scales, diatonic scales, chord tones, pentatonic scales, diatonic scales, chord, diatonic scales, chord, arpeggio, chord tones, pentatonic scales, diatonic scales. So in today's lesson, I'm going to be taking you through the cage system for the A minor chord, and we're going to learn how to play the cage system all the way up the neck. For each chord, we're also going to learn the corresponding chord tone / arpeggio, pentatonic scale, and diatonic scale. Being able to do this is going to really unlock the fretboard. Anywhere you see a chord, if you know how to play the pentatonic scale, the diatonic scale, and the chord tones, it's really going to give you a lot of choices when it comes to either writing songs, soloing, or just, creating your own ideas, your own riffs. So if you like what you see in this video, please subscribe. If you hit the link below, it'll take you to my website. At my website, I've created a PDF that corresponds with this lesson. It's got everything in this lesson. The PDF has all of the intervals, it has all of the notes, and it has everything we talk about in this lesson, and it's all done in fretboard diagrams. I think it looks great. So let's dig in. First thing we're going to do is look at the cage system and look at what makes an A minor chord. In an A minor chord, the notes are going to be A, which is going to be my 1, C is my minor third or my flat 3, and E is my 5. Those are the only notes that make an A minor chord. So wherever you see those 3 notes, that's an A minor chord. Now if you were to play that chord from a different note other than the root, say you were to start that chord and you were to play it from a C, that would be an A minor first inversion chord. If you were to play the chord from the 5th, which would be the E, that would be a second inversion A minor chord. So I'm going to be using that vernacular throughout the video when I'm going through the different voicings. Okay, so we have our stock A minor chord, first position. Okay, intervals, 1, there's my 5, there's my 1, there's my minor third, and there's my 1. My chord tones, I would just follow the intervals and the numeric sequence. Here's my 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, and 1 if I went to the 5th fret of the high E string. One more time. It's always great to tie it back to the chord. It resolves real nicely. Kept going lower, after my A I would have an E. So those would be the chord tones for the A minor and the A minor shape. Then we would have our pentatonic scales. The pentatonic scale is built on the 1, built on the flat 3, built on the 4, the 5, the flat 7, and that's it. And then we're back to the 1. There's only 5 notes, hence the word penta. So we have our 1, our flat 3, our 4, our 5, our flat 7, and our 1. Let's do it from here. Here's my 1, there's my flat 3, here's my 4, here's my 5, and here's my 1. And then I would go backwards. So it's always great to come back and resolve to the chord. Now I'm going to do the diatonic scales. Diatonic scales are just all the notes in the key of A minor, which are all natural notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. You can go below and come back to then this would cover this shape right here. This is my A minor shape. And the next one, so cage system. So the next one would be after A would be G. So the G minor shape will be my next shape. And that's not as usual a shape. That one's going to look like this. Here's my 1, there's my flat 3, there's my 5, and there's my 1. So there is my A minor chord, G minor shape, caged, A, G. Then if I went to the top of the chord, it would look like this. So here is my 1. Here would be my flat 3. Here would be my 5. And here would be my 1 again. So that would be another way to play it. Since I'm playing it from this note, this would be my second inversion A minor chord. Now we're going to look at the chord tones. So we kind of just did that spelling out the chord, but that's what the arpeggios / chord tones are. They're the chord tones. So here's my 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, and 1. Now I'm going to look at the pentatonic scales. And you can go below. It's always good to come back to the chord to resolve it. That also gives you a really good way to connect the two. Last but not least, diatonic scales. And that would be the diatonic scales in the G minor shape. Now we go to the E minor shape. G, E is the next one. So this is a very common shape. If I was to play it from here, that would be my first inversion, root, second inversion, root, inversion again. Chord tones, 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3. And then I would have my pentatonic scale. This is the most common of the bunch as far as the scales go. Resolve back, and then my diatonic scale. Then you can mix them up. That's a great thing to do, is to practice them independently and then work on blending them. And after you play them, coming back to the chord is really important. Then we have our D. There is our D minor shape. So we just got done E, now we're on D minor. I could also play it here. That would be my first inversion, because I'm playing from the C. There's my 1, there's my 5, there's my flat 3, there's my 5, and there's my 1. Chord tones, if I play from here, 1, flat 3, 5, 1. Now if I go higher, there is going to be my flat 3, there's my 5. And there's my flat 3. And then resolving back to the chord. Pentatonic scales. This is also very common, this shape here. And then if I went above and below, there's my C and my D. Coming back. Back to the chord, resolve. Then I can blend them. Now the next one we're going to do is we're going to do the diatonic scale. It's my natural minor scale, also known as the Aeolian mode. above. There's my B, my C, my D. And I want to target that. No, that's my target. Play the chord, play the scale. I could keep going lower. And then we're going to move, so then that will cover those. Now I move to the next one, which will be my C. After the D, we go to the C. So here would be my C minor shape. 1, flat 3, 5, 1, and then there would be my flat 3 and my 5. Okay, so if I played that chord, those three, that would be root position. If I played it from here, this is a difficult chord to play. If I was to put my finger there, it's not a very commonly used chord in this context. But if I was to take my pinky off, this would be a first inversion. That chord works great. If I was to re-finger this and put my index finger here, that would also work. I'd also put my pinky down here, and that would also work. These are all the same type of voicing. And then I could play, after I play those chords, I would play my, let me see here. And that would be my second inversion. A minor chord if I played it from here, played it from the E. Now I'm going to play through the chord tones. This spells it out pretty well. I could also go here. Pentatonic scales. So if I start my pentatonic scale from here, here's my A. Here's my D, or my C, my D, my E, my G, and there's my A. Diatonic scales. And then I go above and below. There's my target. And then if I kept going, so I could, if I want lower, it would come all the way down to here. And that would also be known, if I started from here, that would be known as the Dorian mode. All right, so then we have one more. And then this would be my octave position. So I think I covered all the things there. Okay, so this would be my octave position. And here I would have my my chord. Here's my root position, second inversion. That would be my root position again. Chord tones, 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, 1. My diatonic, or my pentatonic scale. Diatonic scale. Natural minor. If I kept going. When I blend everything. I threw in another note there. Didn't mean to do that. And those would be your pentatonic, diatonic, and chord tones for the A minor chord all the way up the neck. A minor. Here's my G minor. E minor. D minor. C minor. And then back to where we started, at the A minor. So I hope this video is helpful. This is a really great thing to get down. If you're able to do this, it's going to really open up your guitar playing. Thanks so much for checking me out at guitarreferenceguide.com. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope everyone has a great day.